There is something that I really, really dislike in this world, and it is when people change depending on who they are with. People will change depending on when they are completely, and by completely I mean completely by themselves, completely alone with their own thoughts, and when they are on a video game with other characters and other players or whatever, when they're watching a Netflix show with same thing, characters, etc., and when they're with other people, and they will act different around different kinds of people. I really just dislike this sort of attitude and this mindset. It just really doesn't sit right with me. I mean, you've probably had an experience where you've been talking to someone, you've been having a nice deep conversation, you've been on a walk, or you're just in school in a lesson or whatever, you've been maybe opening up a bit too much, and then when you go to a social gathering, you go to a party, this person will end up telling everyone about the things that you told them, or will end up just making complete fun of you, making a complete idiot out of you, just so that they can get more clout and more validation from the people that are around them. I really just don't like it when people just do that, when you sort of throw your friends even under the bus just for some clout and social validation. I've never really liked this sort of concept, yet it's very common. I hate it, yet there's a chance that I've unknowingly done this to people before. There's a chance that even if you hate it, you've done exactly the same thing. And this is such a really just annoying thing that I absolutely despise about the world in general, how we seem to change depending on who we are with. Just be yourself. Be you. There is nothing more different than you. You are such a unique person, and you shouldn't try to be anyone else, because it just won't really work for you. You won't like acting like someone else. It's just not good advice when you sort of are told to sort of act like the Chad or whatever. Just be who you are. If you are a little bit weird, just be that little bit weird, a little bit off the edge, a little bit over the top. If that is who you are, because some people will like that, and you will make friends who are just like you if you be yourself. If you act as someone else, you're going to make friends who you don't even like or care about, because they're not even who you, or they're not even like who you actually are, and you won't end up liking them because they share completely different interests, mindset, values, beliefs to what you actually sort of are interested in and believe in. I don't like the concept of sort of acting like someone else, acting like a different character, and just acting different in front of different people, having like different sort of personality types depending on who you're with. I get that there are sort of mental issues, disorders, diseases. I think there's like bipolar, multiple personality disorder, all of that kind of stuff. I get that there are sort of chemical conditions where people are physically unable to not do that kind of stuff. But I feel that if you're just a normal person who doesn't have any chemical imbalances, you really, really shouldn't just throw people under the bus for social validation and clout, and you shouldn't just change in front of other people for, it's just... You can probably think of an example in your sort of life where you've absolutely really felt that awful feeling where someone that you thought you were friends with just threw you under the bus at a massive social gathering, and now you feel like an absolute loser, like an absolute idiot. And it's one of the worst feelings that anyone can ever experience. It's just, it's not a nice thing, and I don't want you to give anyone else that kind of feeling either, because as much as you may be having jokes with your friends, as much as you may sort of not actually be intentionally trying to throw someone under the bus, you may just be having a joke with your friends, and someone else who's not really your friends is like in that group, and you say something stupid that you would only really say with your actual friends, but then you end up saying it with them as well, and it ends up being a bit for clout. It just, all this stuff seems to happen by accident quite a lot, and I just encourage that you don't do it as much as you can. You probably know the feeling of this happening to you, and just imagine that happening to your best friend when you accidentally say something stupid to someone else who's not really your friend, not really in your friend group at a big social gathering. Just imagine that same feeling inside of them, and just don't let them experience what you have. And if someone, your friend maybe, did that to you, then guess what? Chances are, unless it's a big accident and you like talk about what happened in that situation that caused this sort of bad feeling or throwing under the bus or the clout chasing or whatever, unless you talk about that afterwards in a deep conversation, the chances are they're probably not your friend to begin with, and they probably don't care about you. They probably don't care about you all that much. That's the harsh reality of society, and as I've said in previous video, you need to choose your friends very carefully, because some people will do this maliciously. Some people will honestly want to do this to you. They want to sort of have you under their spell, and then they'll like completely kill you by just telling everyone about something deep that you told them. It's a harsh thing, harsh world. I hardly even scripted this video. It's just quite a weirdly passionate topic for me to talk about, and there's not much to say, so I'm assuming that a lot of the stuff that I said has kind of been similar throughout the video, but just try your best to just never do this. Don't change in front of other people. Be yourself, and that's about all the advice that I could possibly give on this subject. So yeah, if you want, join my self-improvement science Discord community, which is in the link in the description. And I also recommend subscribing, because I love this community of young tribal people who are willing to improve themselves so much more than they already have. And good luck.